I actually first heard about it through one of the Paradigm Shift seminars. It was at the end, and they talk about all the programs that they offer after if you want to continue your studies. And I remember hearing about this program, and they always talked it up like it was something massive and special and life transforming. And for years I just kept attending the cheaper seminars and telling myself that I couldn't afford this amazing program that they kept plugging, but I definitely always had it in the back of my mind. I think I was working in childcare, and it got to the point where I planned to be an actor. I'd planned to be an actor, and my fallback was going to be my childcare job. And so I'd been in childcare for, I'd say, 6 years full time, and I hadn't really pushed the acting stuff. And when I finally realized that I was doing my plan B, I was like living my safe plan for like full time, and I wasn't even going for the A stuff, that I needed to be coached, I guess, or that it was time. I just felt it. It was like this feeling like it was time. Like I just was fed up with talking about everything I wanted to do and not doing any of it. And I couldn't work out why. I knew exactly what I wanted, but I couldn't do it. And when I going through the Paradigm Shift event, I realized that is a programming. It's like a blueprint that I'd built up over time, and I just had to learn how to reprogram myself to do the things that I wanted to do. And Thinking into Results had always promoted that that's what they could do in the program, was reprogram you to think your way into the results you want just by your thoughts. And it starts off there. So that itself was intriguing, and I guess I just knew that it was for me. I believe in synchronicity, and I've become across Bob when I was 11, and I watched The Secret, and then doing these paradigm shifts. I had PGI on my vision board, and I just knew I was going to do it eventually. So what actually got me to say yes is that for years I've been trying to convince myself to get over these money paradigms and these fear-based thoughts about investing in myself. And up until last year, I just couldn't invest in myself. I could do it here and there with little events and workshops, but a proper program was just out of the ballpark for me. It just seemed scary, really scary to put that much money on myself. But what happened was the beautiful synchronicity of the universe, and it was my time, because I went to this event, this one-day event that teaches you how to be a speaker. And what they do at the end of their event, it's a free event, you go, and at the end of the event they promoted this 3-day workshop where you learn how to be a TED talker, you write your TED speech, you put all this stuff together, and by the end of the 3 days you're good to go. And the investment in that was literally a few thousand less than Thinking into Results. And it was the first time I considered actually doing it, because the 3-day event was near my house. It just seemed too good to be true, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Went and asked this close member of my family friends for the investment, and they said yes. And this was the first time I'd actually asked for an investment and been given a yes and considering doing something, and I was really excited. I went to the people who ran the event and I said, look, I've got their money, I can do it. And they were like, perfect, we'll get back to you by this afternoon, sign you all up and you'll be ready to go. They didn't get back to me. Now, not only had they been plugging all day to get people to sign up, I had said yes, they were going to get back to me, and they didn't. So in that time, in that 24 hours that they didn't get back to me, Emmanuel, my coach from PGI, approached me and said, hey, we checked in with each other 3 months prior, had our very first chat, and I rejected him and said, no, I can't afford this. 3 months later, he comes back within that 24 hours and says, how are you going? Just thought I'd let you know the Paradigm Shift event's coming up. Just wanted to check in with your goals of acting. And I just blurted the whole truth out to him and said, oh my God, Emmanuel, this is too synchronized. What is going on? I've got goosebumps now telling you. It was just uncanny. You couldn't explain it to anybody, this feeling of how is he interjected in this time? And knowing this whole time I've been wanting to do Thinking into Results, not this 3-day thing, it's only a few thousand extra, perhaps I should ask this person if they're willing to give that little bit more. I went to them and they were. And within the 24 hours, I rejected those people, gone for what I actually wanted this whole time, which was this beautiful message of the universe saying like, we're still over here. You know, what you've always wanted to do. It's like so close within your reach. What are you settling for? Now, 6 months of programming and value compared to 3 days, and being in a group in those 3 days, having to fight for the leader's attention, having a manual for 6 months one-on-one, it was a no-brainer. So I just said yes, and I did it. And I framed my little check that this family member gave me to put the money in the bank. And I looked at it every day while I was studying and just thanked that it was already paid for and that it was given such a beautiful blessing. It was amazing. So not only was this the biggest investment in myself, it was the only investment I'd ever really done in myself. Like I'd always aimed for, gone for little things like everybody does. When they like something, they go and do it and try it. But this was huge. I'd wanted this for a long time. And especially seeing, PGI on my vision board every single day just made it that much more emotional, I guess. I was a lot more emotionally involved in the outcome of it. So when I went into the program, I went in thinking, okay, right, when I graduate in 6 months, I'll be this amazing actress. I would have thought my way into all those results and, the childcare career will be gone. What actually happened, and this is the most beautiful part of my whole experience with TIR, is that what happened while I was studying, I was midway through the program, and all of a sudden everything just clicked like a puzzle. I'd done childcare for 10 years and acting and performing for 8 years for the most beautiful purpose ever. And when I combined those, I realized what I actually wanted to do was not perform and be like this famous Hollywood lady. It was to combine both of those experiences and create change. Now, what I'd noticed in my childcare career was not that things were lacking, but there was other ways we could do things that gave kids the biggest self-empowerment that you could offer. And I would offer these children while I was teaching my wisdom, and I would see the spark get ignited within them at that moment, and then watch them just make the most beautiful creations from their mind to physical, like in their experiences with communicating with other friends, teachers, whatever. Their results from me mentoring them into thinking beautiful, positive things was beautiful and very positive. And I knew that if I could combine my skills of entertaining and communicating and all that, I could have a real effect on this. And I was still very much passionate about kids. I just wasn't in alignment with being an educator anymore. And I wanted to do more than that. So I can now say that instead of aiming for this acting career that I thought I wanted, and I'm not saying it's not okay to want to be an actor. It's just what I thought I wanted and what I was going for, because I thought that's what I knew I could do. I'd always performed and been silly and all that. And I was like, right, I know how to do that. That's what I'll do. But this was a big, scary thing that I didn't know how to do. And now I'm combining all of my experience into this beautiful puzzle where I spend every day writing kids content, writing kids books, and making this beautiful community of spiritual, like-minded people, and teaching them that we are all spiritual alchemists in a way. Because, the old school alchemists would turn liquid into gold, but I'm wanting to promote that we are all spiritual alchemists that can just harness energy into whatever results we want. And that all started with thinking into results. So not only am I now aligned with what I want, I have this beautiful direction of where I'm going, and I actually am connected to that. It's not what I think I want. It's not what I know I can go for. It's something completely scary, different, new, and I wouldn't want to do it any other way. I'm actually at the point now where I don't even want to play anybody else but myself, because I really truly know myself now, and playing other roles, I have to step out of myself and be somebody else, and I'm only just really forming that beautiful bond with who I am and my inner being is now. So yeah, it's very interesting having gone into it with a totally different idea and coming out of it with just this unlocked, untapped, infinite potential that I am striving for every day to expose to everybody. yes, I honestly believe that this course, if in a perfect world, we would be born, and once we get to a certain age, we do thinking into results. And then we go up and onwards to whatever our beautiful desire that blossomed and purpose from that program. Because it's not a learning educational, you've graduated, well done, you're qualified, and thinking into results. It's learning what we all have. It is for everybody, because we all have this exact same ability. If we have a mind, we can think into results regardless. So yes, I do believe it is for everyone, because you're not learning an idea that someone's come up with. You are learning how to harness the natural laws of the universe that work, whether you know how they work or if you don't know how they work. So regardless, you either understand them and you apply them intentionally to create what you want, or you don't understand them and you aimlessly do things every day, kind of drifting around with not really any purpose or intention. You're just doing them just because that's what you do. So yes, I do believe it is for everybody, because as long as we can all think for ourselves, then we can create the results we want. And I think everybody should be exposed to that beautiful information, because it's something we should all be doing, going for what we want through our thoughts. Like that, like it just seems like magic, and it's not. It's absolutely so simple once you understand it. So yes, I do think this is for everyone and anyone. Yeah. I would say, in all honesty, let's just pretend that it's you, okay? Let's pretend that you're the person on the fence. This is what I would say. I have been there for years. Not just moments where I was like, I'm not gonna do it. For years, I went back and forth. Yes, I want to, no, I can't. Yes, I want to, no, I can't. And I would just say yes. Because to be on the other side of it now, a few months out, graduated, my own business, writing kids' books, aiming to be in the PGI boardroom alongside Bob, Tommy, Peggy, all of them. I'm gonna be there, Brian, Sandy. I am literally gonna be that is like, and it's not that you will come out with that same goal, but all the goals that I went in with, they were all things that I like knew I could do. I just wanted to know how to do them properly, right? But now I know myself, I know what I want, I can read others' energy, I know what they want, I know how to help people. I'm constantly this book of advice now as well, and I have access to this program forever. So, a new goal comes, whoa, we start back from lesson 1 and we go through the program side by side with my inner being, and apply that. And it's just this everlasting tool forever. It is an infinite access of resources and power and energy. It's beautiful.